Hi everyone, it's Carrie from My Friends Call Me Martha, and today I am making a quick and easy thank you card. It really doesn't get much easier than this. So you can see the card here, and I use the Artistically Inked suite of products. So you can see here, it does have a die set that goes with it, but I just simply used the thank you and a piece of the DSP, Design a Series paper, for those of you who are not familiar with that acronym. So I do have a piece of each of the pieces of paper here that come in the Designer Series paper package. They're all 12 by 12, and then I cut them down. So this side, you can see, doesn't really have there's some that have like a metallic finish to them. So I used this sheet here. The problem with this sheet is that the other side is gorgeous. So it was a real struggle to use the other side, but I really just wanted some quick and easy thank you cards. This sheet here would also work very well. And again, the other side really is gorgeous too, but there is room here too to do, you know, if you cut your card base and then your top layer is 5 1/4 by 4, there is room to get a sentiment in that little white space area. So again, now I'm getting confused which sides I showed you. So here's some of the metallic finishes. This one here again is great because it's plenty of white space. This one is really cool. I haven't played around with making my own alcohol inked paper, but or backgrounds, but I have seen some techniques that are fairly easy. So again, I just took a card base. For this one here, I used just jade, and then I had to put a white layer inside. So that's kind of the downside of using some of the darker color cardstocks, is that it's sometimes hard to write. This one you could honestly write with black ink and it would have been fine, but I do kind of like adding a white piece on the inside to kind of make it look more finished. But for my next card, I am going to use just a white card base. So this is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. I don't know why I'm doubting myself right now. Actually, there's a ruler right here. 8 1/2. Actually, that's 4 1/4. I'm sorry. But it's taking a 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper and just cutting it in half. And then for this one, so I'm going to do a pop of color. I believe this is Shaded Spruce from Stampin' Up. And then, like I said, I cut that DSP down. So this layer here is 4 by 5 1/4, and this one is just a 1/4 inch smaller. So it is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm going to first stamp in case I mess up. And that way I will have the other pretty side that I can still use if I mess up my stamping. I'm using Memento black ink. I kind of use Memento for kind of everything. You could obviously use a color if you had the ink. But again, if you're a beginning stamper, you probably don't have a whole collection of ink pads. So always starting with a black ink pad is kind of like how I did it. And I think it's a very good idea. Where do I want to put my thank you? Really doesn't matter. There's plenty of space. All right, so that's pretty good. I didn't get the middle very well, but again, handmade cards, not meant to be perfect. And if somebody's going to complain about a homemade card that they got from you, then clearly they're not worthy of a homemade card to begin with. And I'm just going to center this as best I can. Am I on the screen? I always sometimes forget to check. And actually, for something different, I might actually pop this up with dimensionals just to give it a little something extra, because again, typically the cards you're getting at the store do not have this kind of element to it. I love dimensionals. I use them on almost every card that I make. Again, you don't want to do too many layers of dimensionals or the card won't go through the mail very well, or you'll have to pay extra postage, but a few dimensionals is just fine. And then, as you know, I like to add a little bit of glitz. So this one here, I used the, I think they're called Gildan Gems from Stampin' Up. But I am tempted to use these little faceted, these are called Elegant Faceted Gems, which I like. And then this here, I've been trying to use this more. It's called Take Your Pick tool, and there's 4 different ends for it. This one here is like putty. That makes it a little bit easier to pull off little embellishments like this. This end here has a sharper point, which a lot of people use to actually flick off that top layer of dimensionals. I haven't had that work very well for me yet. I end up like stabbing the card. Oh, okay. And then I'm going to show you this other end. The other end is like a flat, I don't even know what I would use this for, but maybe open a pack of ribbon. And then the tools lock in place. Clearly I didn't have that side locked when I just was going to, but again, the putty, it's kind of like all coming out, but it makes it very easy to pick up your little gems. So I think I'm going to use a big one and a small one. And again, I like to do things in groups of typically 3 or 5. I think I'm going to go over here. All right, so that is literally how easy it can be to make a card. Let your DSP do the work for you if you're not, you know, confident in your stamping it. And again, I'm not comfortable making alcohol ink do that kind of own swirl on its own, so buying the paper makes it that much easier. But it's great to be able to send somebody a handmade card. I hope you have a great day.